Be smart. In HR and business, don't be oversold by technology.
Okay, so one of the sales pitches that is used against businesses is this idea that you can test people's personality and find personality types. And so I told a boss of mine, he knew my IQ, which is weird, but he knew I wasn't kind of like say false statements. So I said to him, I could do these tests and come up with different answers. And he thought that was funny, and so I took this personality test 3 times, and I came out with 3 different personality types. And there is a method to fake them. And so I came out, I'll be a conservative Republican this time. I'll be a left leaning liberal that other time, because you can tell a lot about a person by those tests. If you really know how to read them, you can tell their politics and some other things about them, even sometimes their religion by some of them. So it's like, so I did it in 3 different ways, and it came out 3 different answers, and we had a good laugh about it. But that shows the value of having people talk to people. There's nothing more valuable than having a good reviewer, interviewer in a conversation with somebody when it comes to a job. And if they're personable and they're kind and they're respectful, they'll often get the honest answer. I've been in interviews where you interview for companies, and I was on the lowest level, and then I went to the highest level of interviews, the last one before they were hired, because I found out so many things about people who were interviewing, because I was kind and respectful and talked to them and friendly, and they would just tell you a lot of stuff. So that's a really good thing to understand, is that these sales pitches about personality tests, there's sales pitches about a bunch of things that don't really mean they're going to be a good or bad employee. I've met people that were brilliant who were really bad employees, and I've met people who were just average intelligence and under average intelligence that were great employees that worked hard. Um, Part of the fallacy, if part of it's a fallacy, the sales pitch that you can get somebody new and that person that's new will do better. I was in a company that was going through employees because in the local area it took a certain amount of intelligence to do this job, and I would see these people come, sit for 2 weeks, learn what the job was like, and leave. How complicated it was. So that's another thing too, is that you have to be careful about these sales pitches about new technology and new ways of doing it, because just an old-fashioned interviewer does a lot better. So I said something about AI technology before as being oversold, and it's oversold. AI is really oversold. It's not going to take over human positions without losing the people. I mean, you have a company who has an AI, it does it badly, and you lose people. And yeah, the AIs are supposed to have to learn, but they're not learning. And so they don't use the human experience. A lot is excused when you know another human's on the other side of the conversation. A lot is revealed by knowing there's somebody there. These mechanized voicemail, these voicemail type ideas where you get, if you want this, push one. Oh, they're a nightmare. People hate them. They'd much rather talk to people. They would much rather put their money with people who talk to you. So that's the first problem with AI. Not only are they not very good, not very smart, they're kind of stupid, but they're also a problem for people who want a human being to talk to. Okay, so the other problem is I go from let's say you go in a restaurant, and here, I don't know, everywhere probably, that if, as long as you're paying for all the maintenance to be done and all the service work to be done on this technology, it runs pretty smoothly. Not better than a human could do it, but it runs smoothly. And so you go to a McDonald's kiosk, half the time it works or doesn't work, and then you look at the menu board up on the thing, and it's not working half the time. The registers aren't working right half the time. There's only one that'll take cash in some of these places, and it'll take cash, but this other one won't. And then you have 8 people waiting for the cash one, and you have so, and it's not any faster. A really good example is stupid technology and really being a fake false sales pitch was Walmart got sold these automatic checkouts. And so I'm sitting at the person doing it, a human being doing it, and I heard 2 beeps. So I needed to check the receipt, right? So I checked the receipt. She double charged us. We had to go to customer service, wait in line, show them we didn't get the 2 products, we only got one of them, and have that fixed. Now, you go up to a self-checkout, and as long as you don't, if you've ever done it for a living, you might be pretty good at it and accurate with it. but people aren't like that, and they get irritated by the technology, and so they're just like, trying to get out of there, trying to go pick up their kids at school, all this stuff, and they're trying to do it. And Walmart expects an accuracy rate. They're calling it theft, but I really don't, unless they're angry at them. I don't really think it's theft. All these stores are saying it's theft. It's not. It's incompetence. It's not competent enough to do that. And so I'm in one that thought they had the great system, this one store, and I guess I twitched or something because all this alarm went off. And the person came over and said, "Look," and they replayed it. The computer said that something was weird here. I guess I twitched. I don't know. I don't twitch usually, but I was just scanning around. So it was like the technology was just bizarrely bad that I think that the people, so they think it's theft. It's not theft. It's generally just incompetence in using the systems. And if you wait for hours to get through to somebody, they're putting money into the technology, and people are mad because they need to put the money into the people so that they can have competent service. And customer service is one of the worst in the United States history. It's really bad. So you go to a restaurant, and now they're saying, I won't tip if I order my own food or if I pay for my own food. If I don't have service, I'm not going to tip. I know a lot of service people will get very upset at that, but it's very frustrating to then have a mandatory tip in some of these areas, and yet you've done half the work, and people don't want to tip for that, so they'll get out of it. It's not fair to the service person, because if the service person, shows up at her job or his job and does everything, but now they don't do the register. I was talking to a lady in Outback. She was a great waitress. I said, we went to this restaurant and they wanted to order by your phone. They wanted to pay by your phone, and basically you just delivered food. How would that affect your tips? And she said, I wouldn't work for the company because I get the tips because I'm a good waitress. And I said, well, you're a great waitress. She said, thank you. But she said, but I make the money by giving the atmosphere. And not everybody wants to eat at Walmart and spend that kind of money. Not Walmart, McDonald's, and spend that kind of money. So she was right. You're not gonna get the tips. So then they're gonna have less the right quality people for their companies, and their customer service is gonna crash to the floor. So another stupid idea that was sales pitched to these companies. I need to get rid of these sales pitch people and get people with common sense. Anyway, thank you.